Hey there, welcome to another Two-Wheeled Wednesdays. It's a beautiful day on the South Coast, and I'll take it. I've been doing a lot of riding on my trainer lately, and it's time to get out on the road. Today we're going to do a training ride, 3 hours of Zone 2. I might throw in a couple extra little bursts every once in a while. This is a training ride, so I've only got one camera, one small tripod, no external extra microphones, no extra long selfie sticks or big tripods. So for the most part, this is going to be narrated with voiceover from the warmth of my office. Yeah, because it's pretty chilly. I waited until it got up to around 45 before I hit the road. Yeah, so we're not going to want to stop and do a lot of filming because you don't want to cool down. Anyway, I guess it's time to hit the road. Like I said, it's chilly and it's windy, but it's going to be a gorgeous day. All right, we'll see you when we're riding. Here's a map of today's ride. I'm breaking it down into 7 blocks. The first, about 15 minutes or so, is a warm-up, mainly Zone 2 with a couple short efforts to loosen things up a little bit. The second block consists of 3 one-minute hill sprints. Each of the hills are around a 10% grade, so they're not long, but they're steep. I should get up into anaerobic Zone 7 with each effort. After that is about an hour of Zone 2, endurance pace, along the north bank of the Rogue River, until the start of the 4th training block, a sustained climb up to the highest point of today's route on Cedar Valley Road. This should take about, I'd say 15 minutes or so at a threshold effort pace. The 5th block is another hour or so in Zone 2, through Cedar Valley and then out along the Pacific shoreline, bringing me up to the start of Block 6. 6 is a sweet spot effort on the gravel section of the historic Old Coast Highway. Block 7, the last block, finishes the day with another hour or so of Zone 2, with one more short, steep hill sprint before slowly winding down and cooling off to the end. Besides having my computer tell me what power and heart rate I should be in each block, I also printed it out and taped it to my top tube. Taking a look at the first block, you can see that I rode for about 17 minutes and slowly increased my power and heart rate. A good warm-up. And then it was on to Block 2 and the first of 3 short, sharp, steep sprints. beanie. Oh, that's good. All right, well, the second block, the climbing block, was successful. You can see the 3 power and heart surges on the graph here. The third was the strongest, with over 400 watts and a heart rate of 160 beats per minute. And now it's time for some Zone 2 riding and getting a chance to enjoy the beautiful day. But Zone 2 isn't quite coasting. You're still giving it some effort, but it's a pace that can be maintained all day. All right, first little stop of the day. Put on some thinner gloves. Gonna send it. Took off the beanie. It's warmer on this side of the river, and I'm working up a sweat. Okay, must keep moving. Block 3 went well also. I was hoping for an hour, but ended up with only 47 minutes. And you can tell by my average power of 119 watts and the average heart rate of 127 beats per minute, I was solidly in Zone 2. It was the perfect break before the Cedar Valley climb. Well, the climb took a little longer than expected, but I hit my target zones, pushing both my power output and my heart rate up into lactate threshold zone 4. And now it's back down to zone 2 for an hour and more beautiful scenery and sunshine. Okay, block 5 went well, almost an hour. My power output was smack dab in the middle of zone 2. My average heart rate was just a tad high, but only by a couple beats per minute, so it was still a good recovery before the sweet spot effort of block number 6. I didn't quite hit my target numbers on block 6. I was hoping to do this section in around 10 minutes with an average power output of 160 watts, but I had to slow down in a couple frosty blind corners, which killed both my speed and wattage. Still, it was my fifth fastest time on this segment, and I was able to hit a max wattage up into zone 6, so it was a good effort. From there, it was another big block of zone 2 to finish the ride. On a ride of this length, it's important to keep fueled and hydrated. I set a timer on my bike computer to remind me to eat every half hour and to drink every 15 minutes. I was burning about 500 calories and drinking about 20 fluid ounces per hour. And I started the ride with about 1,500 calories of bars, gels, gummies, and old school Fig Newtons, as well as 3 22-ounce bottles of water and hydration mix. It worked out perfectly. Headed back home. The last block went just right, almost an hour and a half with an average power output solidly in zone 2. My overall average heart rate was a little high because of a couple climbs, but most of the time was spent in zone 2. Overall, it was a good afternoon on 2 wheels. I covered about 43 miles in just over 3 hours. My power average was perfectly in zone 2, although my average heart rate was a bit over. My max speed, heart rate, and power were all good, but not overdoing it. All in all, it was a productive workout. All right. home again. Well, that was a workout. I think I hit my numbers, but we'll see. We'll pull it up on the computer and take a look. Actually, for you at home, you might have been watching these numbers all along. We'll see. Okay, well, thanks for joining me for another Two-Wheeled Wednesdays on a training ride. 67-year-old man, 40-something miles, 40-something degrees. And I think we did good. It was a good day. And you know, it doesn't matter if you're training for some race, training for the chance to be on the podium with a couple other two-wheeled wackos. Doesn't matter if you're just out pedaling around for fresh air and sunshine. Doesn't matter if a bicycle is your major transportation. It just doesn't matter. You know why? Because life is still twice as good on two wheels. We'll see you next time. Okay, I started a crock pot of chili before I left. This ought to be good.